Hello and welcome to the NGO Whisperer Show. My name is Dr. Carolyne Opinde. I'm the founder and CEO of the NGO Whisperer Center for Social Impact based in Manchester, United Kingdom. Here at the NGO Whisperer Center for Social Impact, we work with non-governmental organizations, social enterprises, governments, and funding agencies to promote social innovation and investment for a sustainable world now and in the future. In Season 6 and Season 7 of the NGO Whisperer Show, we feature our Global Fellows Class of 2022. Joining us today from Cape Town, South Africa, is Susan Hill. She is an executive director at iKhaya Themba. Susan, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's an honor to have you at the NGO Whisperer. We have known each other way back during my time when I lived in Hout Bay, South Africa, and we have grown in this non-profit world together. And today, I'm just so honored to have you at the NGO Whisperer Show. Now, Susan, what inspired you to step into the nonprofit sector? And also, what inspired you to move from your home country, United States, and move to South Africa?
Well, thanks for asking. We left corporate America, my husband and I, 30 years ago. And the reason was because our eyes were open to the disadvantaged, the socially disadvantaged people around us. We did not live among them, but we went on an unholy land tour of Atlanta, and we saw many of the needs and concerns of the disadvantaged people around us. That caused us to want to do that. We also read a book that was very intriguing. It was called Chasing the Dragon by a somewhat famous person. Her name is Jackie Pullinger. So we were wide-eyed as a young English woman, wrote about obeying God and the amazing miracles she witnessed in the walled city in Hong Kong. And as a result, we chose to do the same thing to help people in the inner city of America, in Atlanta. But after 10 years of doing that work, we had a real pull, a strong pull to come to South Africa. Sort of like Abram, God said to Abram, leave your country and your father's household and go to a place I will show you. That's what he did with us. And we came, and I have to say that for the first 10 years, all we did was walk around the city daily and pray for people, pray for businesses, pray for universities, and pray for the youth and for families. And we met many, many people. So we really felt that God had blessed us to be a blessing to others. And that's why we came.
What a beautiful story. And then you found yourself in Hout Bay, South Africa, which is in Cape Town, and you work in an informal settlement, Emizamo Yetu, in Hout Bay. What
Yes.
inspired you to step into your other job that you had with a rather larger nonprofit, to step into a smaller nonprofit working in the informal settlement?
Well, as you know, it was a very exciting job that I had before. We had created a television series highlighting what corporates were doing around Africa for the people on the ground. And it was something that was very dear and precious to me. But something that was even more precious was the fact that I had been sent here by God to help people who were socially vulnerable and disadvantaged. And I really felt like while I was doing that with the television series, I wasn't really on the ground. So coming to Hout Bay, I had met some other people who had started a program, and they actually invited me to come and see because they thought that they needed my expertise. And that is how I arrived at iKhaya Themba. I was interviewed by the entire team, and many questions were asked of me that would not be your normal questions being asked to be interviewed as a director. There were things like, can you break up a fight? Can you do this? So it was a very exciting beginning. And to be invited into a township by the people who live in the township and be accepted by them has been an incredible thing. And I have been there for 8 years, loving doing what I do, helping children. iKhaya, Themba, that is what we do. We help vulnerable children specifically. And we do that by providing education, support, and holistic support to their families, in a nutshell.
Who are the partners that are collaborating with you to make this work possible?
We have many good corporate partners, some of which would be City Sightseeing, 91. We have worked also with the Cape Town International Convention Center, to name a few. And we have also many local volunteers and local supporters, people in Hout Bay who love the work that we do. We have been there for 18 years. We also have many people from the township who come and volunteer to help as well.
Walk us through your day-to-day activities at iKhaya Themba and what the children experience when they come to the center.
From the moment that I get there, there are many opportunities to uplift and encourage the people who work with me, some of the families who come needing help. And some of that would be around encouraging men and women who are looking for work, ways that we can help them connect with other NGOs in the Hout Bay area, because there are many of them and we all work together. And with the children, when they walk over the threshold, when they walk into the driveway, they know they have come to a very safe place where they're going to be nurtured, they're going to be loved, they're going to get the help that they need for the day. Now, how can I say that? Well, I say that from a child's perspective, because they know they can breathe now. They've been at school all day with about 50 or 60 kids in their class, and now they need a break. They need to know that they're going to be safe. They're going to get fed. They're going to get loved. They're greeted by childcare workers who give them a hug and welcome them in and say, let's look at what your diary says. What kind of things do we need to do? We also have global volunteers who act as big brothers and sisters to these kids. And it's a lovely family environment where, like I said, kids just feel at home and at peace, and they know that the world is going to be right for the afternoon. They also get a lot of educational support. Many times children don't understand what's being taught to them in the classroom. They have learning needs, disabilities you might call, but I don't call them disabilities because I see that everyone has a different way of learning, a different way of understanding what they're being taught. There's a good friend of mine who's an artist. His name is Fatu, and he has a company called I See a Different You. And I love his outlook, because that's what the children feel when they come to us. They don't feel like, oh, we didn't make it, we couldn't understand it, we didn't get it, we didn't do well. We see the whole person, the whole child, and all the things that he can do to benefit his community and looking forward to his future. So we want to encourage them with that.
Susan, you've been with us for the last 6 months here at the NGO Whisperer Center for Social Impact as one of our global fellows from July to December 2022. What inspired you to apply to be one of our fellows?
Well, Caroline, you know this as well. No man or woman is an island. We all need to collaborate with others. And knowing you as long as I have, I've respected your success and been intrigued by what you've been doing with the masterclass. So I was honored to have the opportunity. I have always admired your work ethic and your success. So I saw the fellowship program as a prestigious learning experience that would not only encourage me in my day-to-day management, but help me to be able to see beyond what my capacity is, to learn from you and to learn from colleagues about the things that we're all doing and to work together with them. So I've learned numerous skills that have helped me become a better leader to my team and helped me be a better communicator to my sponsors.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words and for joining us. It's our fellows who make the fellowship program what it is. Now, Susan, you have learned a lot over the last 6 months. You know, the fellowship program is provided over a 6-month period, like I mentioned, July to December. of all those modules that you are part of, the different subjects, which ones, top three specifically, are your key areas of that would say, oh, this would be my new areas of learning or insights that you'd like to share with us today?
Okay. One of the key takeaways for me was self-care. As busy executive directors, we don't have time. We don't have downtime often, and we don't understand how important that is. We're busy pouring out and pouring out and pouring out. So the module on self-care was incredibly important to me. It was one thing to know the importance of taking care of me, but this program provided hands-on experience at a time when I really needed that. I needed to learn how to better take care of myself so that I could take care of my team better. And I have done that. I've put that into work and I've seen the results of it. So that I would have to say is number one. Secondly, creative ways to showcase your impact and your support. Oftentimes we can find people who could put together a theory of change for us or show us how we impact. I know how iKhaya Themba impacts, but I didn't know the levels that I could learn to put that out and to even use that when I talk to people. So these were very, very important to me. There's some other things. Being on a Zoom class with so many other colleagues, so many esteemed colleagues that are leading other NGOs, also is a vast opportunity to learn from them, to listen to how they do things, and to also be able to give back to some of them as well. So it's a really good thing to be blessed to be a blessing in a whole new level. So I'm intrigued also about what I don't know about strategic development in the upcoming class this Saturday. So there you are.
Thank you. Thank you once again, Susan. Now, how has iKhaya Themba changed? How have you changed or grown as a leader as a result of your participation in the fellowship program? Share with us.
As I said, the wellness program provided keen insight into taking better care of me and our team, desiring health and wellness for everyone, and the importance of acquiring it to be able to give it away to others. In other words, I've been able to realize that if we are really going to help our little clients, as we call them, our children and our families, we're going to have to first do that for our team, making sure that we value our team and making sure that we are valued ourselves, because that's the only way that we can learn how to value others and really make an impact in their lives. So as the leader, I have in the past put myself in the background, and without realizing it, also put my team in the background. So this wellness program really showed me how to turn that around. And as a result, I'm already seeing, as we opened this week, a very big difference in my own team and how they communicate to one another and how they communicate with the children. They have a fresh new perspective and excitement for the year. And I really credit that to the program the wellness program and what we learned there. And also so many things I've learned from the fundraising perspective, how to communicate better with our supporters, our funders, our sponsors. It's really been invaluable, the tools that I've gotten from this program. So thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this. Accepting me as part of the NGO Whisperer Masterclass has been a huge turnaround for us. So thank you for that.
You are most welcomed. Susan, what does the future look like for iKhaya Themba?
There's a lot of future for us. I'm a visionary and a strategic developer by skills, and I have big dreams and goals for our organization and for myself. As a result of becoming a part of Masterclass, I realized that I needed to move away from the day-to-day management in order to implement the vision and goals that we have for iKhaya. So we have hired a new director who will be responsible for the day-to-day management, and I will be able to help take iKhaya to a whole new level. We know, having been there for 18 years, that the program works extensively, and we want to replicate it into other communities across South Africa and into many other countries in Africa. How that will walk out, even for me, is it will free me up to really even be able to help other NGOs who are in need of the kind of things that I do. That's been valuable to me to really see, wow, there's so much more that can be done and needs to be done. If we're going to do it, we have to leave behind let other people come, fresh new people come to do the day-to-day, so that we can really take the vision and impact countries and nations.
That is absolutely amazing to see you come up with a growth strategy for replicating the program in other townships, in other informal settlements within South Africa, within Cape Town, and then going to other countries. And we wish you the very best, and we are here to support you all the way and working with you, since you are now one of our global fellows and of course part of the NGO Whisperer co-group. Thank you so much. Susan, as we come to the end of this episode, what message do you have for governments, for civil society organizations, for good citizens, and also for corporate organizations that you collaborate with on community-centered, community-focused empowerment programs for children and their families?
Government. As we know, the education system needs a massive overhaul in many ways. I would like to say, let's please start by raising up teachers who are equipped and understand the needs and concerns of the vulnerable children in the communities that they work. How to communicate with them and how to be a force for good in their lives would be so valuable. The children need to know that their teachers and their government believes in them. That is something of great importance. And I feel that that would be a way to, the government, we all need to be the change that we wish to see. Pay the people well. They're worth it. They're helping to raise the future leaders of the new South Africa. Civil society, take part, an active part in attaining quality education for all. How do we eat an elephant? One bite at a time. No, all of us cannot take on the entire thing, but each one of us working together, find a local NGO where you are and help with what they're doing. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Many times people will love to tell you about what's wrong in South Africa, but I'm asking civil society and the good citizens, be a good citizen, be part of the solution. Ask yourself and ask other NGOs, what can I do? How can I help you? How can I be of service? There's so many things you can do, from volunteering to, yes, giving funds, because it's very hard to get funding. It really is. Yes, it's fun to look for the funding, and yes, it's fun to go and talk about your projects. But at the end of the day, there's so much need in the education. There's so much things that can be done. So many sustainable development goals can be accomplished if all of us will work together and collaborate together. Acknowledge these NGOs, spend time with them, get to know them, and value them and their net worth to transform your local community, because that's what they're doing. And you can do it with them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go into a township. Call on the people who are there. They'll bring you, they'll welcome you, and they'll walk a road together with you. In 2017, there was a massive fire that took place in the township where I work, in Mizamayetu in Hout Bay. But what was amazing, first of all, was the loss. At least 50% of the people lost their homes and everything they had. But the people in Hout Bay who responded to the need, who organized food, water, and supplies, the very day that it began, people began to work to help each other. And that continues. We are all blessed to be a blessing. So are you. Be a blessing in someone else's life. It contributes to being the change we all wish to see.
Thank you. Be the change you want to see. Thank you so much, Susan. It's been a great honor and a pleasure to have you here at the NGO Whisperer.
Thank you, Caroline, for contributing to all that we do. And thank you for your amazing work.
We are so honored. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today at the NGO Whisperer Show. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Join us every week for either 2-hour free masterclasses offered once a month or 4-week high-impact masterclasses offered every week from January to December. And so go to ngowhisperer.com/masterclass and sign up. Join us, and we hope to see you in the next masterclass. As always, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about connecting people, raising funds, and impacting lives globally.